Alright, some Japan stories. I'll talk about my trip in general. I guess if I have anything interesting to say. Maybe I'll upload videos that I was uploading on Instagram and Snapchat later. Snapchat later. You know, one contrast thing I forgot to talk about last video too was I thought it was interesting. Even just the sky, man. The fact that you can see the moon sometimes and the sun rising. There's a contrast for you. I thought that was cool. So how did my Japan trip start? Well, like I said, unfortunately I've been really sick lately. So I was not going into Japan with a full head of steam, which I was afraid about, and I definitely was not feeling very well. So fortunately that sucked. I know, God, the flight there was not good. Let me just get into this, dude. I was so impressed with the flight to Japan last time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna splurge a little bit because I've been sick so much. I'm going to I'm gonna pay for a better seat. I'm gonna do this premium select with Delta thing, right, dude? Well, the plane was late. You know, whatever, dude, right? Well, they kept saying the plane wasn't clean, so they had to keep cleaning the plane, right? Let's just say I get to this plane, dude. I don't know if someone shit next to me, dude, or pooped their pants. You know, at first I was like, man, I think someone farted, right? And you know, at first I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's kind of funny, right? Oh, someone farted, right? But dude, I was like, okay, dude, this isn't funny anymore that someone farted. Someone like literally fucking shit their pants, dude. So it fucking smelled like shit the whole time. The food was wow, dude. I paid like 300 bucks extra for this better seat to get. I was impressed by the airplane food last time, but this food was crap, dude. I took some pictures of it, and yeah, people were like, "What is this?" So I guess they ran out of food, so I couldn't even pick the food. They're like, "Yeah, we ran out of food," and then the food I got, some of it was just wow, dude. It was like not good. I've actually sent in a complaint, and I'm gonna try to get a voucher because it was fucking it was worse than it was not good, dude. I don't know how that's gonna go, but and then I don't know because it was so dirty, but then when I got off the plane, dude, I ended up getting like a rash or some shit on my hand, dude. My hands were burning, my fucking scalp was burning. I don't know if I was just having like an outbreak from like this kind of lupus kind of shit or something, but hey, maybe a coincidence. I don't know, dude, but wow. So yeah, I got to Japan and yeah, I got the flu right when we got there, so I got to try out some Japanese medicine, whatever. So that kind of sucked. Like I said, the first week, man, dude, I was very disappointed. I was not feeling that well. Get these bad headaches, so I missed. Like I said, it was not. I was not feeling super good in a lot of the Japan trip, so that really put a damper on everything, and it was very disappointing to be as sick as I was. You know, I was not feeling very well, especially the first week. Anyway. But besides that, what do I have to say about Japan this time? You know, I don't think there's too much to say about the trip that I haven't talked about before when I went to Japan. You know, there was no real culture shocks. You know, the first time I was in Japan, again, I said there was no culture shock. Besides the culture shock, I was just surprised how good the food was. I was absolutely shocked how good the food was. And this time as well, the food was still amazing. Was not quite as good as it was last time. I definitely ate food this time that I thought was like subpar and not good. Like I know last time I was there, I said there was a few things that were. I was like, "Ugh, this was like not that good." But this time I did eat some food, and I was like, this was not very good, dude. But generally speaking, all the food again that I ate was awesome, amazing quality for the price that I paid. Um, I did feel the unfortunate power of the Gente items. A lot of the food I ate last year, I guess, was just for that spring. You know, that's a thing that Japan does. They have a lot of like seasonal or specialty items. So I did see that like a lot of items just weren't being sold. That was unfortunate because I really wanted to eat that again, but that's kind of interesting. So that stuff is definitely true. Like I said before, I'm trying to think of stories I could tell. Where interesting stories in Japan to tell. I made this video before talking about. I really appreciated the contrast of Japan this time more. Well, I thought it was interesting last time, but again, the contrast of a 1 minute you're in a busy area, 1 minute you're in a quiet area. You know, and I saw the people, and I learned more about the way like relationships work, more sex stuff, and I was like, it was pretty interesting learning about seeing how people interact with each other more. That was interesting. God, I experienced some more jam-packed trains. Didn't think it was too bad. Could be worse. I'm sure it's terrible when it's like super hot out. God, it's probably fucking awful, right? But It wasn't too bad. I do have a terrible train story to tell though. So again, my Japanese is I used to be better when I was younger. Unfortunately, I don't get to practice as much anymore because after I had that bad collapse, you know what I mean, blah blah blah. With health, I can't read as well anymore. I don't get to practice speaking. So especially going into this, I wanted to practice more going into Japan, but because I was sick, I didn't get to practice as much. So point being, my Japanese is only so good, right? So even in America, riding a train to this extent would be kind of confusing for me, right? So here's what happened one day. So one day I went out and I I had my phone charger with me, but I forgot the cord, right? So I was like, fuck. And I'm like, well, just in case, I'm gonna go home early today, right, dude? Because I forgot the fucking cord to the phone charger. So just in case, because some of these phones are a fucking boner up the butthole, dude. I'm gonna go home early, right? So here's what happened, dude. So I try to get out, and basically, so I'm on the one train, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm on my way home. I go to switch trains, the train is canceled, right? I'm like, what the fuck? The train is out of service, right? I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, okay, this is I was like, oh shit, and my phone's about to die, right? And the whole time I was there too, my GPS and everything was fucked up, dude. I don't know what was going on, but randomly my GPS was just totally didn't matter if I resetted my phone or not. I'd be on the train or something like that, like reviewing the shit, and they would say, get off the train while I'm on the train. And I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, what is going on, dude? It was just like, oh boy, I don't know what's going on, but it's annoying even thinking about it, dude. So I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I'm like, ah, shit. So I'm reading it in Japanese, and I'm like, okay, so now I gotta go here. So I started to go on this train. All of a sudden, this train gets canceled one minute. So I don't know if people went on some kind of spree of trying to kill themselves, like going in front of the train. But I'm like, so we're on the train. This train gets canceled. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm like going all, and I'm like, shit, this would be confusing even in American, right? So I'm like, fuck, dude. I got to figure out what to do because I don't know. I'm getting really confused as to what to do because multiple trains have been canceled now, dude, right? So I try to ask someone, and my friend joked, we were joking about this, and I made this in the last video, right? That a lot of people in Japan, they don't actually really talk to each other, right? So the communication skills are really low. So at one point, I asked this girl, speak Japanese, whatever. I'm trying to say, like, dude, how do I get back to like this city? Like, I'm confused. Like, do you know what's going on? And she looked at me like a deer in headlights. Like, she was so surprised I spoke English, or she was just like, she just did that. And I was like, I mean, I'm like speaking Japanese. And she's like, and I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is not good. So I don't know where the fuck to go. So I tried to ask some train station attendant. I asked one train station attendant dude, right? And he helps me. He actually brings me to the train. This train gets canceled when I'm on it. No idea where the fuck I am. My phone's about to die, dude. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm in the bumfuck middle of nowhere in Japan now because all these trains keep getting canceled. Like, I don't know what was going on, dude. So I go to another train station attendant dude, right? And I try to ask him. He starts speaking to me real fast, right? And all of a sudden he's like, ooh, and he looks at me, he's like, Nihongo karimasu ne? And I'm like, dude, you are speaking way too fast. Like, that's something I've said it before, dude. Like, when I went to Japan last time, I don't know what people are talking about that people speak English there. Anyone that speaks English, I think, that says Japanese people speak English. And this isn't like a bad thing, right? This is on me. I'm in a foreign country. They don't need to speak English for me. So this is on me in my own way too, right? But anyone that talks about people speak English, like, dude, and my friend, he's lived in Japan for like 15 years now. He's like, dude, people don't speak English here. It's like the only time you hear like when people say that people speak English is because they're actually going to Japan with certain places like English schools where they're supposed to be able to speak a little bit of English to you, right? Or they're teaching English. Like regular people don't speak any fucking English whatsoever, dude, right? So this dude, he's like going so fast. I'm like, whoa, way too fast. And he's like, you gotta transfer here. Then you're gonna have to go back here. Then you're gonna have to get in this train to transfer and go to this. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even know how to fucking do this in English without like reading about this a few times. So I use like the last few percent of my phone on my phone, like, time out. Let me like call my friend. You're gonna talk to him in Japanese. He's gonna translate it for me, dude. So man, wow, dude. Long story short, dude, it took me 3 hours to get home when this should have just taken a half hour. Absolutely fucking awful, dude. Terrible, dude. And it's like one of those things like a part of me is mad at myself because I wish my Japanese was better. But the other part is like, dude, in that kind of situation, what the fuck am I gonna do, dude? Right? So That sucked, right? Terrible day. Besides that, do I have any? Is there any other? I went to. I was sick, unfortunately, for Halloween. The only Halloween thing I saw is I was out the weekend before Halloween, where there was still a lot of people. So I saw that. It's kind of cool. There were police. Was there anything interesting there? Some guys tried to start a fight with the police. They were kind of like punching them and like kind of pushing him. And he never got arrested. They just kind of calmed him down. He ran away, or he like shoot him on his way. He came back, tried to start another fight. They just patted him down and let him go. He wasn't arrested. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, that won't happen in America, but um, what are some other things to talk about? God, I know some people are like, how much attention do you get in Japan? You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not really, I think it's not super a lot different than America. Because like I said, if you've ever looked at my stories, I've had very extreme experiences even in America, right? So again, kids stare more, you know what I mean? I guess a little bit more this time than, I mean, definitely there are more stares this time. There's still weird situations too. Like, hey, just like in America, I mean, if anyone's ever looked at my Snapchat or Instagram or other stories, I had some guys come up to me, they asked to take pictures of me. They wanted to take pictures of the Ikemen. They said, um, so I did that. You know what I mean? That's kind of fun. But again, that kind of stuff has actually happened in America to me as well. One kind of funny story was, let me just message me. I'll do that later. Um, So, like I said, there were more stares this time. I feel like this time, like moms and daughters and all this kind of stuff. And my friends like, man, I can't believe how many people. Man, people are really, boy, it's pretty blatant this time, I guess. But one time we're out to dinner, right? And there were typhoons. Which, oh, I guess I should talk about that too. Like I said, anime is real, dude. Like, you ever know in like anime how there's always like, oh, rain came out of nowhere, and the girl, her tits are showing, or her boobs are showing, whatever the case. That actually does happen in Japan, I guess. It really does fucking rain all the time sometimes like that, and girls they just get drenched, and I guess their titties are blasting potentially, right? So that is something. Yeah, anime is real. That shit can happen, I guess, right? But um, so one day there was like a typhoon or whatever, right? And so we're just in there, we're like in a restaurant or whatever that we're eating, and so the waitress comes over, you know what I mean, and friend starts talking to her, and she just stops talking to us, and she's like, "I just want to say you have really nice hair." And then she like turned away like that. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then she's like, ah. And then she like ran away. And I'm like, well, damn, I guess I should probably go flirt with this girl, right? And he was just like, dude, I've never seen that like in 15 years, like the attention you're getting right now or something like that. He's like, I've never seen that before. And then hey, it's just like America though too, because I tried to talk to the girl, I tried to talk to some other waitresses, and they were too nervous to basically talk to me and like do anything. So it's just like I don't know, dude. And he's like, dude, Japanese people have zero communication skills, and they're probably so surprised that you actually are talking to them. But you know what? Like I said, I've had weird shit like that happen too in America, dude. Like, I mean, people compliment you, then they run away, and it's like, well, dude, hey, I'll talk to you. What's up? Oh God, ah. Like, dude, well, hey, I told the story. Girls have fucking puked while I've been talking to them. Jesus Christ, how fucking weird is that, right? Anyway, but no one puked on me in Japan, thankfully. Um, is there any other stories to tell? I mean, like I said, it was definitely, again, I have to thank, I don't think he's going to watch this. Maybe he does. He watches my YouTube sometimes, but thanks again to my gracious host who helped me out the entire time. I wouldn't have been able to do it with him. Props to him. He's helped me out a lot. I was definitely disappointed, like I said, that I was really not feeling for about the first week. It sucked because I met all the big days that people went out. I missed from being sick. So very disappointed how sick I was, but health has not been good lately, so I was very disappointed, but I still was glad I went out. I still had fun the days I could. Not sure if there's really any interesting stories to tell. I guess if people have like specific things they want to know. Japan was cool, it was interesting. I would like to go again. I really wish my Japanese was better, but boy, it's kind of almost impossible to practice half the time when you're sick, and I get confused easily. Can't always read all the time, but man, I don't know. Uh, it was interesting. I liked it. Like I said, I didn't really play a lot of video games while I was in Japan. Didn't care. I think a couple days it rained. I played my friend's PS4. Again, I thought about stopping by that Anime and Illuminati thing, but I saw that I talked about that. I got some weird message like or I saw this weird message like Clayton's trying to use Anime Illuminati as a platform, and I was like, okay, well, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, dude, I asked you guys if you guys want to go get something to eat, motherfuckers. Give me a break, dude. I'm trying to be friendly. I said thank you whenever you guys shout me out. I don't fucking care about video games that much. If you guys want to talk about video games, that's cool. I'm not trying to get anything from anyone in video games. If anything, look at the history of the fighting game community. Look who all the people have got shit from me, okay? The only one benefiting off of all the stuff I've done in video games is other people, dude. Don't try to say that I'm trying to get someone else. So you know, I was like, fuck you guys. You know, I'm trying to be nice. No, I'm not going, dude. You know, like it was. I talked a little about that conversation. I could show it if you guys want to see. And I'm like, fuck you guys, dude. I'm not about drama. I play video games just for fun when I'm bored now. I don't fucking care, dude. Over, dude. I think the only played. I tried to go to some arcades too. Just I looked, I walked around. I think I've talked about this before, but man, arcades are just. I was not as impressed with arcades, considering that I'm old enough to remember arcades. Cool that they're still all around. Very cool. Very cool that arcades still exist and that people play video games and how girls are playing video games. Very fucking cool. I think that's cool, but I remember arcades as a kid, so it's not a super big deal to me. Does that make sense? Plus, it's an arcade too. I don't really play video games, on my hands after surgery, all that kind of stuff. It's been so long since I played on arcade, and it's like really smoky in all the fighting game areas. I think I played maybe it was 4 matches of Super Turbo because I think I won the first 3 matches and then I lost the match, and I think that was all I did. I went to arcade, like I said, played Super Turbo real quick and won a few matches, then I lost, and I left, and that was it, dude. Which man, I actually was surprised. Dang, it was a because there it was a speed 4 for Super Turbo. I was surprised it was that. I don't think it's usually that fast, right? Speed 4? Is that maybe it was just this arcade that I went to, right? But man, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I did. Like I said, didn't really. Sometimes I feel like it's like, man, dude. Sometimes like I play games with like, man, dude. Who knows who I was playing, right? Who knows the people that I beat? But sometimes I'm like, um, lost my train of thought. Like, man, I don't know. Uh, I wish I could actually like maybe I should actually try to practice on arcade stick, right? But maybe I was just playing some Joe Schmoes when I beat him. Maybe no one good, probably, right? I mean, I don't know who the fuck I was playing, but anyway. Uh, um, hmm, hmm. Anything else? I don't know. Um, yeah, so those arcades, like I said, they didn't really interest me. It's so smoky. It's just kind of like whatever, dude. Like I said, and that's the thing too. I've talked about this before. Even if I wanted to play video games a lot, you know what I mean? It's like they're so smoky and it's just they're like I don't want to be around that, dude. Like I have. And I don't want to sleep around smoke and smell like smoke when you're leaving. So I don't have any video game stories to tell from Japan. I'm a nerd that doesn't really care to play. It's kind of weird, maybe, but yeah, I guess you guys would have to ask if I hear my stories about Japan. It's fun. I'm glad I got to go. Disappointed with how health has been, but that's life. I would like to go again. Um, Probably will try to go again next year. Anyway, dudes, that's all the stories I can think, really. I mean, there's more stories, of course, but I mean, I don't know how interesting they are to talk about. But anyway, the end.